Yes.
Speaking of being deliberate about our actions, you are a person who has been known in the social media spaces, in the YouTube space, TikTok space, to be educating people about accountability, educating people about civic rights. But there's a recent video that is going rounds. It's a video of you doing an interview, but in the comment section of that video, it's like a lot of people are saying you are against the one-term movement, or you're against the one-term leader, that is Rigathi Gachagua, because in the interview, it's like you're saying him as the opposition leader currently, the position he's playing, it's like he's trying to copy a lot from Raila Amolo Odinga, who has been known to be a perennial opposition leader. Has that video been taken out of context, or what are you trying to say during that interview? And is it a thing that you believe?
Yeah. The topic of Gachagua's comeback, Kenyans must pay attention to history. That Gachagua's comeback from the US was not the first one. It was not the second one. We first witnessed such a thing when Matiba was coming back from abroad. And the government of the day, by that time, orchestrated a very pompous welcome of Matiba to make him look like he can run for president and create this picture that he's actually a very popular candidate. So when there was a pompous welcome at the airport, Matiba stuck to the idea of running for president. And another candidate, member of the opposition at the time, was Mwai Kibaki, who also ran on a different ticket. This thing ended up splitting the opposition. And Moi passed through and retained his seat. Had they stuck together, Moi would have gone home in 1992. But because of the split of the opposition honchos, we saw a perpetuity of Moi's rule to 2002. And my statement on the video that you have mentioned have been taken out of context and misconstrued. And actually, the young man who was speaking in that clip said, the guy called David Wafula, he referred to me as Governor Natembea's Farouk Kibet. He wants to paint a picture that me and Natembeya are very close. I resonate with the ideas that Governor Natembeya is talking about. It actually speaks to the fact that we look for a better tomorrow and help our people. It converges with what I have been saying all this time, that we can actually help our people. That's why I support Governor Natembeya. But that is not to mean that I am the biggest supporter of Natembeya in this country, and that he sent me to come and attack former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. And he was categorical that Natembeya sent me to say that because we want to split the opposition and that we are moles in opposition. Look at that clip and ask yourself a little bit, who is going to benefit? If look at that clip, who benefits from the impression it creates? Once you get the answer of who benefits, it actually tells you who sent the guy, David Wafula, to come and speak the way he spoke. There are concerted efforts by the government to split the opposition. And they are doing everything around the clock to achieve that. And they will take any opportunity and exploit it to that agenda. And therefore, combing through my videos, they found something they can work with. And they want to create mamas among the opposition and create entitlement between everyone so that every opposition member goes their own way. And that is the reason why David spoke the way he spoke. So if the beneficiary of the impression that clip created is the government, then between me, Joakim, and David Wafula, who is a more?
I think For me personally, I'll say in Kenya, where we live in a country whereby anyone who's calling for accountability, anyone who's calling for justice, anyone who's championing for civic education for the public, it seems like you're playing, when you do that, it seems like you're playing opposition politics.
Yes.
From what people know you for, it's like they know Joakim plays opposition politics.
Yes.
That he calls for accountability, he calls for civic education.
Yes.
So maybe when they hear you now saying something that is like against, you're hitting the opposition leaders, somebody like Rigathi Gachagua, that's why they might say that you are a mole and you'll be sent by Natembea.
I actually understand everyone who might think that. I understand Kenyans. And I don't blame anybody for thinking like that. Because right now, it's clear in nearly every Kenyan's mind that we need a change of leadership. And therefore, the people who represent that change of leadership are the people who are opposing the current regime. So if you speak and one of the opposition leaders finds themselves in the receiving end of what you have said, then you look like you are speaking the language of the government. And because Kenyans have, Waswahili wanasema, wazungu ndo wanasema once bitten twice shy. Wakikusikia ni kama you are speaking a language of the government, they take a step back and they say this one is supporting those people who are oppressing us. But I have spoken, my driving force is not an individual. You cannot come to me and say, I am pro this particular person. No. I speak about issues. So when I am talking about a particular topic and you find yourself in the receiving end, I have nothing personal against you. It's about talking about the issue that's affecting the people. And it can also touch on the person who is in the opposition. It should speak to the conscience that we have collectively contributed to the problem that we have in the country. And we therefore must take a collective responsibility to rectify and clear the mess. No one is guilty, no one is innocent. Together as the Kenyan people are going to clear the mess that was created by all of us. And while talking about a particular problem, you can mention someone might find themselves featuring prominently as the people who created that problem. It doesn't mean you're fighting them. So, but I understand this politics, that is propagandeering, and also politics is a competitive field. So sometimes even people in your own, people that you're fighting together, it could be even opposition. If you look like your trajectory is looking like it will go so high, they might look for ways of clipping your wings. It's understood, it's in politics. So such clip is one of such attempts.